He's not letting me go. That's the text I sent to my best friend as it happened. I was scared, but so was she, and I didn't want to frighten her more. I said he in that moment when I really meant they. They is what I told the police officer later. I said he in that moment when I really meant they. They meaning four. And I treated it as if I was recounting the details of one of my favorite true crime podcasts. I was so sure of myself, I stuck to the facts, not allowing myself to realize that I was a true crime scene. And I still do that. I still black it out. I forget it happened to me. I wasn't even planning on going out that night. I wasn't dressed for the club, and if anything, I looked younger than my age. In elementary school, the most important thing I learned was the buddy system. And that night, I lost my buddy. I forgot the most important rule. And that is when it happened. I am 22, not 10. I shouldn't need to be with a buddy at all times. And I tell myself that I am lucky, that compared to other women, my experience was tame. Tame. Tame, yet I called my friend across the country so I didn't feel alone on the bus ride home. Tame, yet I sobbed on the bathroom floor when I got home that morning. Tame, and yet I called in sick to work. Tame, I spent the morning napping on my living room floor. Tame, and I had to go recount the events on audio at the police department. Tame. It's happened to me before, it's happened to me since, and maybe I'm pessimistic when I say I don't believe it won't happen again. And worst of all, I barely count the other 2 times. They weren't as dramatic. I don't want to be dramatic. I have normalized this within myself. I have accepted that because I want to go out and dance, well, that just means there's a chance a man will try and push his hand down my pants. And that wearing a skirt, that just means it's easier for them to finger me without my own consent. Easier for them to rip my underwear. And I am mad at myself for this. Mad for accepting this. Mad for not allowing myself to count the other 2 times. I'm so sorry. It'll be an hour. I still hear. I had drunkenly sent to her at 2:44 a.m. Sorry. At 2:45 a.m. So sorry you have to wait for me. I sent at 3:06 a.m. Looking back, I apologized as if it was my fault. My fault I was coming home late, when it wasn't mine. I didn't ask for this. I was more worried about my best friend waiting for me scared at home than I was for myself. I was worried that maybe a similar fate had happened to her, since she was alone when I was with the 4 of them. When I'm with a friend and she becomes uncomfortable, or I hear she has experienced something similar, I wish it was me. I wish it was me. To take that hurt away from them, because I've lived through these things so many times that what is one more? If it means I can save my friends and other women. This should not be the solution in my head, but it is. This is part of what the normalization of my assault has become. Fuck, what a shitty weekend. Reads a text message delivered to her at 3:07 a.m. This was not a shitty weekend. A shitty weekend is when you're scheduled to work every day, or you have to study for an exam, or someone cancels plans on you. This was not the same. We will all have many shitty weekends in our lifetimes. No one should have this to be a part of their reality. I'm not wearing underwear, and that's the weirdest thing, is the last message I send her before arriving home at almost 4 a.m. And now, my blue lace thong laid to rest at the Vancouver Police Department, where eventually it will be thrown away, evidence of yet another assault gone without being able to hold the perpetrators accountable. I have become just another statistic to them, another data point, and maybe this is why I have accepted my reality, why I continue to brush these events off when they happen to me.